Hello and welcome to Arduino Playground. The topic of our project is designing an Arduino based intruder detection system. For this project, we are using two sensors. One is PIR sensor and another is ultrasonic sensor. So first we look at PIR sensor. So PIR sensor, that is passive infrared sensor, detects change in the infrared level of our surrounding. So unlike normal infrared sensor, that is active infrared sensor, which has emitter and receiver, PI sensor only have a receiver node that will detect infrared level that is emitted by human body, and accordingly it will send output to Arduino board, which will take actions accordingly the changes or output it gets from PIR sensor. Our next sensor is ultrasonic sensor. So ultrasonic sensor has two nodes, trigger and echo. So whenever the trigger pin receives an input signal, the trigger node will generate ultrasonic waves with 8 cycles per second. Whenever this wave will collide with any object, it will reflect it back to the echo pin, and accordingly the time it takes to travel that wave to echo pin, we can calculate the distance in centimeter or inches. So for calculating distance using ultrasonic sensor, we already have a built-in library in our Arduino Uno IDE. That the name of that library is newping.h. So we can directly calculate distance in centimeter, inches, or the time it takes to travel that wave using that library. So now let's look at the circuit design of our system. So the trigger node of our ultrasonic sensor, that is this blue wire, is connected to pin number 2 of Arduino Uno board. Then echo pin is connected to pin number 3 of Arduino Uno board. Then ground and VCC is connected to ground and VCC of Arduino Uno board. Now the Vout pin of PIR sensor is connected to pin number 4, and ground and VCC goes to ground and VCC of Arduino board. We have connected a LED at pin number 13 and connected it with ground in Arduino board. We have also connected a buzzer with at pin number 10 and its ground connected to the ground of Arduino Uno board. So now let's see the working of our system. So the Arduino controller is connected to my PC and I have already uploaded the code to the controller. So let's try and create some motion before PI sensor. So we can see that it is already detecting some motion, and accordingly it will display some readings. So we can see it can detect even slight motion or slight changes variation in our surrounding.
So here are the readings of our system. So we can see that our system is capable of detecting motion at a quite good distance. So now let's see how does the internal code of our system works.
So let's have a look at a sketch. So just like any other Arduino sketch, it consists of three main parts. First of all, initialization, then setup, then loop. So in initialization, we have included a library known as newping.h, set pin number 2 as trigger, and pin number 3 as echo. Here we have defined a max distance constant as 1000 centimeter. We have created a sonar object for new pin which takes as an argument trigger, echo and max distance. We have assigned pin number 13 as LED pin and pin number 4 as input pin for PIR sensor. We have set PIR state as low by default and value is equal to 0. This is nothing but the PIR pin status for reading the output from PIR sensor. Now pin number 10 is assigned to buzzer and then the next is distance which will take reading of ultrasonic sensor. Now in setup. So we have set pin mode of LED pin as output, pin mode of input pin that is PIR sensor pin as input and pin mode of pin speaker that is pin for buzzer as output and set baud rate as 1,15,200. Now in loop portion. So we are taking here a reading digital pin input pin and storing its value in var. Then we are taking distance from sonar in centimeters. Now we are checking whether value is high, that is whether our PR sensor is detecting any motion or not, or any kind of obstacles. So here, if obstacle, I mean any kind of motion is detected, so it will turn on our LED and play tone. Now this play tone is a user defined function which will play tune for buzzer on a regular interval for some time. Now we are taking delay for 150 milliseconds and here we are checking whether PR state is low. So here we mean that we already take PR state as low. So for first when PR state detects any kind of motion or any kind of intruder. So it will check first whether PI state is low, and if it is low, then it will print motion detector and print the distance at which the intruder is detected, and then we are setting PI state as high. Now in S part, so if value that we read from input pin is not high, so in that case we will turn off our LED, stop the tone from buzzer and take a delay for 300 milliseconds. Then we will print motion ended and set the PI state as zero. Now our last user defined function, play tone. So it will just take as argument a duration in milliseconds and frequency in hertz for playing sound from buzzer. So here we are multiplying our duration with 1000 and initializing period for a delay in microseconds that we are going to use here. So now we are taking our elapsed time as 0 as our initial elapsed time as 0 and now we are checking whether elapsed time is less than the duration. So here we are playing sound from our buzzer, then we are taking some delay in microsecond, then we are turning off the tune from our buzzer. Then again we are taking delay in microseconds. Then we are incrementing our elapsed time with period. So we go on checking and playing tune from the buzzer until that elapsed time becomes greater than or equal to duration. Then this loop will break and buzzer will stop playing our tone. So thank you for your time. Have a nice day.